Tonight marks the beginning of the Kern High School District's football season, with all 18 teams set to kick off, including Liberty and Ridgeview. And that's exactly where we find 23ABC Sports Director Carrie Osub at Liberty High School, as the Patriots are now set to host the Ridgeview Wolfpack. And Carrie, is it finally starting to feel like football again?
Alex, it doesn't feel like fall football, but it is starting to feel right. As no discredit, first off, to our three teams that got the season started off early, and that would be Garces Memorial, Bakersfield Christian, and the Wasco Tigers. But with those 9 games tonight all around Kern County, it feels like we have finally made it to the point where we can say that high school football is officially back. And of course, as you mentioned, we have the Ridgeview Wolfpack taking on the Liberty Patriots tonight. And I was able to catch up with Brian Nixon earlier in the week and talk to him about how this season feels. Of course, there's no championships or titles on the line, and these two teams know about titles as they both clinched their league titles a season ago, which feels like probably a decade ago if you're in any of our mindset. But of course, talking to Coach Nixon, he mentioned the importance for his team and his seniors just to get to play these games. And I know that is the same for Ridgeview's head coach, Rich Cornford, who I'm now joined by to talk about his Wolfpack. And Coach, to start it off right there, just how special does this season feel with all the waiting we've had to do to get here?
Well, Carrie, it's awesome for these seniors. You know, I think a lot of us thought that it wasn't going to happen. And, you know, your senior year is such a big year of your life, and especially if you're a football player. So the fact that they get a chance to play is really awesome.
Yeah, I know. I mentioned Coach Nixon there, but you guys are familiar not only on the football field, but off of it as well. And both of you put in a lot of work to advocate to getting these seasons here. So how good has it felt just to know that? I mean, we got the green light maybe a month or so ago, but to see football played back here in Kern County with all the efforts that you guys put into this.
Well, it's really a dream come true. And Brian really did spearhead the effort for our county getting back into playing. So my hat's off to him. He's a great friend and obviously a great football coach, and we're glad to be playing him.
Glad to be playing him, but you know, the friendliness stops when 7:30 kicks off. Is that right?
Oh yes, it does. It definitely stops for a couple hours there, and we get after each other.
And I know, so this obviously feels different. We were talking about the weather. Of course, this is much cooler than where we've been before to start off some of these games. But I did want to ask you, for the Ridgeview Wolfpack, it is very different with some new faces. You guys lost, you know, quite a bit of talent, not only to transfers, but to graduation. But with some of those guys stepping into new roles this season, what can we expect from the pack?
Well, you know, I think you can expect Wolfpack football. We're going to play fast. We're going to play hard. We've got good athletes. We are massive up front. We'll let that secret out of the bag. And, you know, hopefully if we can play and match them blow for blow, this will be a good game.
And I know it's always a good game between you two teams. Obviously, Liberty got the best of you guys last year, but you rolled off. This is now just your second season as a head coach of the Wolfpack, but you rolled off 8-4, 5-0 in league play. Just thinking about all of that, though, how far gone does that season feel, the 2019 season?
It literally feels like it was 5 years ago. You know, I feel like Rip Van Winkle just woke up, and here we go again.
But we like to see football on the field, and I do want to ask you, just what have you missed the most? Obviously, we coaches, I know it's going to be your players, but just these Friday nights, what have you missed?
Well, there's nothing better than a Friday night in America. You know, when you get the community together, and we're starting to get that. I'm glad they let a few more people in the stands, and that I think we're going to have the bands out there and the cheerleaders, and it's just a great part of American culture, in my opinion, and letting these kids have that opportunity to play is just awesome.
Yeah, and last thing for you, Coach, obviously I've talked to a lot of coaches throughout this time, but I know, again, I mentioned it earlier, there's no championships on the line, but this is way more bigger than that, and I want to know for you, what do you hope that your seniors and just the rest of your team gets out of this short season?
Well, that, you know, commitment pays off, and we consider, hey, we want to be the city champs. We run the table here. We'll call ourselves city champs, and we'll print some T-shirts. So don't tell me there's no championship. We want to win every Friday night.
Well, you heard it here first. There's a championship on the line tonight. Well, I'll make sure to get you something if you guys rattle off the win tonight against Liberty. Thank you so much, Coach, for your time. Good luck to you. Great to see all these coaches and these teams back out here. Like I said, Alex, it does feel normal to be back here on the Friday night, especially with all the teams playing across the county. We'll have those highlights tonight on Friday Night Live, of course.
Carrie, before you go, you said you'll get them something if they win. I think, because you were doing this last night, I think you should do the worm on the field live on air if they win. I think everyone would love to see that.
I mean,
we could also roll that footage.
Out of the bag.
I could get that. All right, thanks, Carrie.
I'm going to say this quickly, Alex. If you guys have the time for it, I'll give the worm every Friday night because I'm happy to see these teams back on the field.
All right, thanks, Carrie. We'll check in with you later. Thank you.